peace to the guys on earth. How are you guys? How are y'all? How are y'all? Yo, so we got a topic today. Seriously. Like I said, this like I would say this whole week seems like it's been just like shadow work, yo. Seriously, shadow work. And for those who don't know about shadow work is simply just pretty much doing inward work on yourself. It's really just like it's not like a strenuous thing, but it's more of an accepting thing. Like you're not breaking sweats. Really, you're just going through an empty house and you are not afraid to open up each door and experience like nothing on the other side of that door. And to me, like that is what shadow work is, and it's willingness to accept whatever is on the other side of that door. To make it simple, when you go outside in the summer, and you know how hot it be, how the sun just seems like it stay up in the sky a lot longer than it does during winter seasons. You go out during your summer, and you maybe it's like 3.5 months for Ohio weather. You got 3.5 months to go outside and experience daylight pretty much for almost 18 hours, give or take. But that is 18 hours you get to maybe 17 to 16. That's 16, 17 hours you get to experience not just you when you're outside and the sun is in the sky, but you get to experience yourself in your shadow. You know, when was the last time any of us went throughout our day? We're outside and we look at our shadow and just be like, ugh, why are you following me? You know why we don't you know why I wouldn't have done that? Because I don't pay attention to my shadow until it's trying to show me something
Yeah. Yeah.
about myself.
Till it's all in your face. You can't avoid it anymore.
No, no, man. Like, and the crazy part is, our shadow wouldn't even be there if it wasn't for us.
Mm.
Like, the only reason our shadow exists is because we do. The only reason why our shadow exists is because light does. So the only reason, literally, darkness can exist, evil can exist, the devil can exist, is because God exists. Light exists. I was talking to my wife earlier, and I was telling her that, the construct of good and evil, it it has this way of pulling you based on concepts and trying to prove yourself good or stay out of trouble by not doing evil things. So it's one of those like things where you just in a constant which one do I choose? Which one do I choose? And the thing about good and evil, it is all ran off a spectrum of consciousness or light or information.
Yeah.
You got to know what's good to be like, oh, that was good. You need information to do that. You got to know what's evil to do and to label something evil because that requires information. Whether that information is developed through your emotions, how you felt about it, or physically, how you felt about it, how it may have looked, sound, you get the point. So it requires information to judge something, but it's ran off the spectrum of consciousness. It's ran off the basis of you being God, you being able to choose whether you want to be in light or in dark, with the ability to choose and not judge itself. That is true love. That is true acceptance. So today's topic was how self worship saved our lives. How self worship saved our lives. For me, I would say knowing first of all, y'all, what self worship, what worship actually is. Worship is not like this celebration that, remember, the construct of this simulation comes with different concepts to get us to think outwardly. It's like if you were to start a game and again you put the prized possession inside of a person's mind, and if I'm the like the devil's advocate in the game, then what I do is I think about how I can prevent you from going within yourself. So I'm going to create different constructs based off your emotional experience of good and evil and what you able to judge based on the choices you able to make based on your perspective of light and dark. You can take God or consciousness and make consciousness good or make consciousness bad or just keep it divine.
Right, simply God.
But you can make yourself good or you can make yourself bad. It's like it's up to you. It's like you're the main character anyway of the game. So when you begin to make yourself what you want to be, whether it be light or dark, good or bad, God or the devil, you are now like living based on information that you are receiving from different concepts that are based on constructs. We know that we are in this game, right? And the game is trying to keep me from going within myself and finding the prize about myself and the secret about myself and who I really am about myself, like how I am and what I am. And like I get to find all of this stuff out about myself. It's like, dude, I've been trying to figure out like why am I here? Why did I come here? Why did I get here? Why am I supposed to just like be here and pay on a planet that I ain't asked to be on this earth. I didn't ask to be on this, you know what I'm saying? Like we didn't ask to be here, y'all. Like we
Right.
asked to have to work and then survive to actually live here. It's like, dude, where was I at before I got here? Now that I'm here, you mean to tell me not only do I got to get an education that like what you guys want me to know, I also got to work to survive? Like, what about the basic law of principle of what these avatars, what these bodies in the game, right, need? Like, so we know that we are in this construct, be in this game, but not of this game. Like, we're in this construct of a game that we're now like starting to seek things outwardly because too much of this stuff is making sense because it's feeling good to our soul, our thinking, how we feel, the subconscious, right the gut, y'all. The gut is our nervous system is experiencing all different types of information, right? Information that is outside of ourselves, which would only be not source, but AI, artificial intelligence, not source intelligence, not God intelligence, not true light, but the light that's without. That is what the soul, the subconscious experiences. And now you got the left hemisphere of your brain trying to figure all of this stuff out. Like, yo, whoa, hold on. Wait, we don't know if that's actually something that we supposed to be like taking in this information. We don't know yet. We gotta really discern this. But the right hemisphere of our brain, it's not really like access right now. So because we gotta go through the kingdom of God, but we need the chrism to actually do so. And I'm telling you, it's like a whole game, yo. It's like a whole game. And breaking this stuff down, like when you really understand on this dimension of thinking, like, yo, I'm in a whole game right now. And there have been like many helpers in the game. Like, you know, when you're playing a game, and then you got like the footnote at the top right screen, and then you got the person with the face and they're just typing out things in the sense they're saying it. You can see the words on the game on the top screen, and they're like trying to guide you through the next board or this phase of this board. And it's just like but you know you gotta listen to them, but you don't want to have to, because that just makes the game go way longer. But you know, like, yo, shoot, man, I did try to beat this board, but now I realize I need this moderator right here that's trying to help. It's like a guide that they're trying to help. And obviously it comes with the game. So in order for me to get past this board, I'm gonna have to listen to something, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
that's the mentality that they put us in. They put us in a mentality to, if you want freedom, you gotta listen to something. You gotta know something. You have to have information to get to the next level, the next board. Whether it's a job, yo,
Mm-hmm.
whether it is like the next grade in school or in college, whether
Mm-hmm.
it is even in the dating scene, yo, you
Yeah.
have to have information to even progress in dating.
Yeah.
You have to have information on buying a car, renting a car, leasing a car, renting a house, buying land, buying food. You want to know what you're eating. You want to know what's in it. You want to know how it's made. You want to know who cooked it. You want to know all of these things. So if we are like rocking with that, right? And
Mm-hmm.
we starting to see like, you know what, dude, yo, that's a huge point because what have I experienced that I did not need information while experiencing it?
Mm.
What have you experienced while experiencing it when you did not need information?
Right.
You even before you even go and approach a female for the fellas, you be like, all right, man, shoot, is she with people?
Mm-hmm.
All right, she by herself. But like you already asking yourself because you need information because you know your own securities, you know your own energy, like you know what you can deal with. So you wouldn't want that. So that's why you ask yourself that question. You go to find out to inform yourself based on what you can see, based on the question that you asked. So it's the same thing when it comes to something else, man. Like, dang, man, my wife she'd be like, oh, my husband cooking. All right, I know it's gonna be good. Like she'll be thinking in her mind like, okay, what I'm gonna go out and grab something and bring home to eat, or let me like let me hit my husband up first before she'll go do that. She'll hit me
Mm-hmm.
up, I'll be like, "Babe, I'm cooking." Oh, she wouldn't even think twice. She'd be straight, cause she feel like because she's had my cooking is good, so
Mm-hmm.
she's going to automatically not have any problem with just coming straight home. Thing is, it's the same thing with us, yo. Like when we hear something good that we want to hear, this is what they talk about tickling ears, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you hear something that you want to hear that makes you feel a certain way, then it's like, okay, well, how can I not like suppress how I want to feel at the same time, like go with the flow of something in my gut that's telling me otherwise. Like it's super cause listen, man, when I was in religion heavy and I was taught hell
Mm-hmm.
again, like I was taught hell and it got to the point where I was afraid to go to the reason why I was afraid of death cuz I didn't know where I was going.
Yeah. Period.
Even accepting Jesus as my personal Lord and Savior, dude, the doubt of you don't know where you still gonna go is still there.
Yeah.
People aren't afraid of dying, yo. No one's afraid of death. Everyone's only afraid of the idea of death because they don't know where they're going because they were taught a construct of religion that told them a concept of hell that's going to scorch the living brown out of your jaws. Like it's going to obliterate everything. Like or either you're going to go in there and just poof, like some religions believe, and it's not going to be no pain. That's a quick way out. I think most people would want that versus just like your skin peeling. You can never die. You gonna always feel like, dude. We know what we were taught. So thinking that way and seeing that way, you like, yo, man, I can't like get rid of the fact that even though I believe in Jesus as my personal Lord and Savior, I don't. I still got that thing in the back of my head, like, yo, he can be like, depart from me. I
Yeah.
never knew you. And I'm, bro, if I hear that,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like. But the thing is, he would have been so right if this was like a exoteric thing. If this was literal, like he would be
Mm-hmm.
so right because listen, the only reason why I even accepted, it had absolutely nothing to do because he stretched his arms out wide and it was nails in his feet and hands, crown of thorns on his head, pierced side, martyred beyond any man. It didn't have nothing to do with that. Because it didn't have nothing to do with the people he healed, the people he it did not have it had every bit of thing to do with the fact that, bro, I gotta rock with you. I don't want to, but they make a convincing argument about this place that I can go if I don't. So I guess we gonna you gonna be seeing me a lot more, man. Hey, how are you? That's the only reason why I accepted him, man. Like I'm like, bro, all right, you can move in. Come on, man. Like, jeez, I ain't trying to go to hell. So if you ain't gotta pay rent, bro, just you know what I'm saying? Just if you see me having a rough day, man, just pray for me. Like that's it. That's all I'm asking you to do, Jesus. That's the only reason why I accept him, cause I ain't want to go to hell. It had absolutely nothing to do with knowing him. So if that was a literal thing, I already know where I would have been going. And I'm just like that was just me how I thought anyway. So I told myself like, dude, I don't know you. I can't see you. I can't physically like talk with you. Yeah, like this whole faith thing and believing in something you can't see. I can rock with that. But at the same time, it's just like, how you want me to rock with that hard and you want me to rock with my marriage? I can see my wife. I can connect with her. But it's like, you want me to connect with you even more than that? I don't know if I can honestly do that. Like, it just ain't even gotta have nothing to do with hell, but the fact that I feel like I can't do that more than this is just like I feel like now I'm making her my God and you not. So it's just like I still now in the back of my mind like it's a possibility now that I feel like I can still go to hell. I'm telling you, because I had that thought, it was a lot of shadow work that needed to take place. A lot of shadow work that needed to take place. A lot of fear that was in me. I know also my wife, like, so it was a lot of stuff that we had to do. Listen, we was not even living. We did not live. I don't know when my wife, I don't know, like, I think she used to wear, like, skirts.
It was a point in time where, yeah, I was trying out a certain denomination, I guess.
Just that word alone, bro. Just
Right. To where they believe that women weren't supposed to wear pants. Um, so it was like skirts and stuff. And for a while, I thought I was getting with it, but it still was never something that I was settled about because it's like, what does my clothes have to do with it? you know? So just another confusing avenue of the faith. So
and another concept that led us outwardly, yo.
yeah, yeah,
We supposed to be going inside, cleaning up.
yeah. Looking at everything outside.
Can you imagine, y'all remember back in the 90s how parents used to be in this like 3D reality, yo, like if they said clean up the house and they gone and they come back and the house ain't clean, we know what was happening.
We.
So picture this, right? Your parents tell you clean the house. I'm about to leave. When I get back, I want the house clean and I'm gonna cook. You already clearly got instructions, right? She leave. She gone maybe about 15, 20 minutes, maybe 25. She come back home and she looking at you outside cutting the grass. You done swept off the porch, wiped the windows down, swept off the stairs on the porch. You know what I'm saying? You working on the front of the house, getting all the trash up. You just now raked the leaves and the dead grass that you just cut. And she like looking at you like, okay, let me go in this house. Cause if he done already made it out here that fast, the house gotta be clean. And the house just filthy as it wanna be.
We.
What you think about to happen? You think because you cleaned the outside that your mom about to be happy? No. And I'm telling you, like if this was my mom, she would have been cracking up at the same time whooping me. Seriously, like it would have been it would for that probably would have been the funniest whooping, but seriously, like that wouldn't have made her happy. It would have made her laugh, but it wouldn't have made her happy.
No.
Or my father. My father probably would have for sure laughed too. That probably would have been the first time I saw him laugh. At that time, because I mean, my pops was, he was man, he wasn't Samuel L. Jackson,
Yeah.
but if I had to like nudge him in a category, yeah, it would be like
Ooh.
little Samuel Ellish. But he was cool though. He was super cool. Um,
It's funny.
for sure. I mean, I always laughed. But yeah, I would say it would be pointless for you to you live inside the home, inside, like, so it wouldn't, like, why would you use all your energy to go and clean up the outside, and down now you have no energy to give yourself to go within. Cause what's gonna happen when you go back in the house? You most likely you gonna get talked to and whooped, and then you gonna still have to clean. And everybody know when you get whooped, what happens? You get sleepy, bro. Like
You cry so hard, so much, you sleepy when it's done.
you ready to go to sleep. I promise you. Like, and so now you working against the clock, bro. Like you like, bro. Oh my god, I got all this stuff to clean. You don't even know where to start because you so tired now. Like, yep. And now, if you know you don't clean up and you go to sleep, you gonna get what? You gonna get whooped out of your sleep and still made to clean. So it was too much that you're gonna sing yourself through, right, on a higher level of thinking. If you don't do the shadow work inside. Now, religion tells you that they got this little psyop argument that keeps you still engaged with outward thinking. And it's more of a thing where it's like, you know, it's not about works, it's just about faith. Um, and yes, to a degree. And the works ain't about like 10 commandments, dude, and 613 laws. Like, that's not works. That's not, you know, the Christ in us wants us to do one thing. This is what Jesus was telling us about loving ourselves as our neighbors. Loving our neighbors as ourselves. Like, that was it. Dude, just love your neighbor how you want to be loved. All right? What we know about love? Love is acceptance, yo. Love is acceptance. So, when you accept yourself, you will accept your neighbor. Accept everything about you, then when you see your neighbor, they won't be your neighbor anymore.
Right.
They're gonna just be you. And then you're gonna realize, dude, I've been on this street the whole time, interacting with all these people, and I'm just finding out that this is just me. It's been me the whole time. So yeah, man, I would say definitely shadow work is super important, and shadow work is a form of worship. Shadow work is a form of worship.
Yes.
Worship is not a celebration. It is not you clapping your hands inside of a building with a 50% chance on a hot day that it may have air conditioning or it may not. But it is not a celebration. In heels, in church shoes, in a suit, or with a big top hat. It is not that. It is not you running around the church. It is not you clapping with the tambourine.
No, it's,
It's
not.
it's not it's not you playing drums, keyboards, guitars.
No.
It's not you preaching. It's not you praying down the house. It's not none of that.
It's not you revving it up over the pulpit.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now.
Yeah, it's none of that.
Hear me now.
It's none of that. It's none of that. I promise y'all it's not. That is works. That is works.
Dead works.
Very
That's a
dead.
dead works.
And you know what dead means? It's just do what?
How is this serving you? How is this benefiting you?
You are giving all of that to who?
Right.
This is why I says it's dead works, because they got you doing something for something outside of yourself that don't exist, because the only thing that can exist outside of yourself is the knowledge of who you are inwardly. So if you don't know who you are inwardly, you are worshiping a idol god.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You the God that you worship. Because worship ain't a celebration, it's a service to oneself.
Mm-hmm.
It's when you be like, oh, shoot, I got a shadow. You been here this whole time?
Yes.
And we're the light.
Mm-hmm.
Shadow light. Yeah, bro. I mean, we don't talk.
All right. Can't get too far. We don't even.
It's like, I mean, what you expect? I mean, I'm here.
Yeah.
I ain't going nowhere. I'm only
Mm-hmm.
here because you. I ain't asked to be here. But I'm here, though. But you don't even talk to me. You don't even notice me.
Yeah, you avoid me.
How you think that make me feel? You always want to be in the light of something. You know, have all the knowledge of this, that, and the third, but have you ever thought about how I feel? I've been sending you signals and messages for years. I know you think high. And I know you think, even right now, highly of me. But what I want is a connection of us feeling like we know each other. I don't want to know me because you say you know me and you can like read me. I want you to feel me, yo. I want an emotional connection. I'm wild. I'm chaotic at times.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still learning myself apart from you. But I'm willing to learn myself with you. I'm the subconscious, I guess, and you are the source conscious. Everything that I am is artificially if it's outside of you. So I know that. But I'm waiting on you to accept me though. Because how can two walk together except they agree?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't mind being your darkness, but do you mind being my light?
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind you, you know what I'm saying, like being my God, but do you mind me being your devil? I don't mind you being my light, but can you accept me to be your dark?
I am a part of you. We are not separate, but until you act like I
Mm-hmm.
do exist,
Yeah.
we will be. Acceptance is the only thing that's keeping you from your shadow. That aspect of you that is separate until you acknowledge it, until you accept it, until you embrace it as a part of you and a part of your experience as God. But when you see your lower self or your shadow from a individualistic or separate or dualistic perspective of something as being bad or negative um, or dark, then you'll see how you treat it. You'll see how that aspect of you, um, is played out in your life, and that part of you that you cannot accept will remain separate, will remain unknown by you when it is a part of you. And it's a part of you that, I mean, for most of us, for sure for me, that was our foundation of experiencing ourselves even here in this construct, in this reality, in this game of life. It's where we all started, like, right? It's like it's the root. Like, it's where we came from. Now, we can't just cut the root and then expect ourselves to continue to climb on up like it don't exist. Like it never was there. It never played a part because it does. It does.
For sure. Yo,
It was
our
essential.
yo, seriously, the whole like tree scenario when it comes to the process of a tree, the most thing that everyone wants to experience is the outward display of the finished product of a tree, which is the fruit or the vegetables. But we want the finished product right away. When something goes into the ground, like a seed, being a tree or an orange tree or an apple tree, like we know when we put that seed in the ground, we're only thinking apple tree, full of apples. This one seed about to do all of that.
Yep.
You know what we ain't thinking about? Oh shoot, I'm about to put this seed into this dark ground full of dirt.
Right.
And I don't know how long it's gonna be there before it sprouts, but I hope it does. I hope it makes it. Because it's gonna be a long winter. And I hope you can get through it. And I hope being in that darkness, being surrounded just full of dirt and surrounded by dirt, I hope you can find a way and manage to grow through it. I, I just hope that. I think it. I see it. Because when I put you in the ground, I already seen apples on the tree. So I know you're gonna make it.
Yeah.
I know you're gonna make it. I know these apples is gonna be everywhere. Like gonna be so many apples they're just gonna be falling off the branches. Like so that's what I see. But I know you gotta go through some darkness and some dirt to get there. But don't take it personal. Don't judge yourself because I know exactly what you look like when it's all said and done. What I can leave with you is just to tell you that enjoy the journey. Don't judge yourself. I know exactly what you are. And as you grow up into all things from faith to faith, perspective, consciousness, God reality, like as you continue to, in a sense, jump timelines, after you complete each level of the game, right? When you complete this board, you go to the next. So as you continue to go from faith to faith, all things within that frequency or on that board will be revealed to you. And when you get to the next board, all things will be revealed to you in that level, in that frequency, in that vibration. But you have the ability to say, all right, I want to stay here. I just want to chill here. I'm cool on this board. And that is your privilege. How self-worship saves my life is literally helping me see, dude, you're not even living. You have been on autopilot this whole time, just running off artificial intelligence based on constructs of religion or the matrix and concepts of, or you can say constructs of good and bad and concepts like religion that implements it, gives you characters. So yeah, like I was in NPC mode. That's as you would say, like I was literally just, regardless of my skin color or whatever, bro. Like it was a point in time where I was running off artificial intelligence, and that is also energy, but it does not come from source. It is energy outside that I pick up from the third dimensional reality of my ignorance.
And take it on as who you are. And staying in that limited perspective or awareness of yourself. But that's not all that there is.
No.
Nope. The shadow work will help to shed away
And it's like I appreciate my reality regardless of my ignorance or my knowing. Yeah, I was only in certain predicaments and places and people because I was ignorant. But but the ignorance wasn't I'm around bad people. The ignorance was I didn't know they were me. How, dude? Can you imagine for real? Like, yo, walk with me. Can you imagine just you in like a Pinecrest type era, like, and there's a lot of stores, a lot of just places, restaurants, and the whole nine, like, and you walking around and you just so happen to glance over to the left of you and you see someone who look exactly identical like you ain't gonna walk up to them and be like, bro, who are you? Like, you not doing that?
I'm gonna be stuck. I might follow him a little bit, like, is that really me? I don't. I might walk up and say something, but I'm gonna kind of stalk for a little bit. I'll be shocked.
Trust me, yo.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the freak?
Yeah.
Yo, I want a whole conversation, bro. I gotta know everything. I wanna you gotta show me how your mama look, how your daddy look. You got a wife? Show me how she look. Like, you got kids? Show me how they like. I want to know now. I want to know. When I see me, I want to know. I know that for a fact that if one of us seen ourselves or someone who just looked very identical to us, man, we gonna want to go up and talk and we gonna want information. That is what self worship, shadow work looks like. It looks like you turning around and acknowledging your shadow and saying, wow, honestly, listen, my bad. I didn't know you was right here this whole time. I promise you, bro. My mind just been just like, obviously you can tell it's been on higher things. But I ain't judging you. I ain't trying to judge. You a little low. But at the same time, I realized that you're just energy. And I'm just energy. And we're literally on the same spectrum. It's just we're on different ends. But that's not how we really have to see each other because we're literally in a whole tube. And if you pour some water in like a little tube and put the little cork there, just keep it in, it's like this part of the water don't know this part of the water, but this part of the water and this part of the water not even realizing that they the water.
They're all the water.
They're the whole water. Like,
Right. Right.
you're everything, including the bottle that you in, including the one with that's holding it, including the water that you like. You're everything. You are everything. But we individualize things to experience them at the rate that we can vibrate in to give each individual our energy, including people, places, things, and food. And I leave food as in quotes for whoever wants to interpret what food is. So, yeah, like just that idea of knowing that everything is you, just with different information. That's all.
Yeah.
But nothing could ever harm you when you know that.
Yeah.
Like, this entire simulation is just, or this 3D reality that you are seeing, it is a mattered algorithm that is playing before your eyes that you are creating based on your thoughts and emotions. Like, you're the algorithm to your life that you are actually seeing on display.
Depending on your vibration,
Yeah, that would.
determine a lot about your
Yeah,
experience
your
in
outcomes.
this. Yeah, because it's all just going to play out. What is in is going to play out. So,
What you think, you become. What you become, you attract.
so the self worship I like to look at as like self care, doing things that it's going to add to you. That's going to, for me, keep my vibration high
Oh yeah.
and lifted. Um, Doing things that's going to keep myself, full of energy and light. So, whatever that looks like for you, for me, I just follow my intuition from
Yeah.
day to day, whatever that looks like. Maybe yesterday I took time and I did a nice bath and just like relaxed and just kind of cleansed my aura, of anything, whether it may be like you experiencing like heavy energy or just feel like, oh, today just seemed a little off, like,
Or we back off vacation.
yeah, right, we
Back in Ohio.
back in Ohio for vacation.
Clouds.
So it's like it's cloudy with the sun. So doing those things that I call self-care, that's going to keep your vibrations high and keep you in a state of awareness of yourself at the end of the day, that it is all you. So taking the time to do those things like shadow work, meditating, affirming, things like that. That's just going to keep your vibrations high, keep them up, and keep you aware that it is all you. It is all you. Accepting yourself wherever you are, though, along your journey is key. Just accept yourself
That's it.
and know that it is you, regardless of if you are here in vibration or up here on the mountaintop. Accept it all because it is all you.
It's all you.
And you have the power to change it all. And so just remember that.
And remember, low information, low light is not bad. It's information that is necessary to its frequency.
Yeah.
Because guess what? Who wants to experience that reality? You. The low vibrational frequency wouldn't be there if you didn't create it. You are the consciousness. You are the energy and information combined. And giving yourself the choice to choose conceptually, in a sense, how you want to be perceived. You the only one can perceive yourself as good or bad. No one else can see you as good or bad. Your outward reality will only confirm what you have chosen yourself to be called. That is what your outward reality will reflect. We all are God experiencing itself in our multi-dimensional realities.
Yes.
Our many different thinking realities, our many different thinking worlds. All of our worlds run differently, trust me. And we all are on literal different planets, different planes, different zones of thinkings. So we're all experiencing a different reality. But we are all God within the creation of our existence.
Doesn't make us any less of who we are at the core.
Yeah.
That cannot change.
Because that's objective. You can't do nothing about you being God.
Right.
But be ignorant. But you need light to be ignorant.
Right.
Because how can you know to be ignorant apart from light?
My goodness.
So you never really are devoid of light. You're always going to be. That's why I said God is light. There's nothing that you can do about being that. You are inevitably conscious in energy and information. Yeah, like the fun part is once you realize that you no longer have to judge yourself now. That you get to be God and divine without having to choose good or bad, But if you so choose good or bad, not judge yourself for choosing good or bad. That's because everyone has been, in a sense, if we want to say bad, bad, everyone in a sense has been good because we have allowed ourselves to experience those concepts. So we had to vibrate and function in a way to where we judge ourselves according to the concepts that we felt like we needed to be good in. But we wanted to experience the soul's emotions based on how we want to be perceived by individuals that is outside of us, which is just our 3D reality. But we will only want our 3D reality to worship us if there is a need within ourselves to know who we truly are. We're looking for outward worship when really what's going on and what's really trying, our reality outwardly is trying to show us that, hey, what you're asking for your our reality, you're not gonna get, bro. The only way your our reality can worship you the way you want it to worship you is if you first worship yourself. We can only do what you show us. We don't have the information yet to actually play out the reality. We need information and we need energy. We need God. We need God to worship. We need a God to worship. Right now, how you are thinking shows me that you are not God. So we have to now create a life that shows you that you are not God.
You will die as mere mortals.
Yeah.
When ye are gods, you're actually gods.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't know and what you don't know,
Yeah, man. It's like,
you will live out a different way
yeah.
for sure.
You gonna live out the 666 instead of the 10565.
Yes.
You are God. Be God. And like that was my thing. Like, okay, I just told her today. I'm like, there's no way I would be who I am today without accountability. And what I mean by accountability is taking account for your entire 3D realities experience as this is coming from you. You are experiencing this because you choose to think it. And when you take that type of accountability that nothing that you are experiencing, when you take that right accountability that nothing that you are experiencing is happening to you, but happening through you, then is when you are actually ready to create an entire world as God, not judging yourself because you don't live by concepts of good and evil because you know that the only thing about good and evil that exists is I. If I think good, I experience good. If I think bad, I experience bad. The point is to not judge yourself when you are experiencing good, or to not judge yourself when you're experiencing bad. But if you choose so to judge yourself bad or good, don't judge yourself for judging yourself bad or good. Just don't do it. You are God, divine consciousness, which is energy and information experiencing itself through vibrational frequency that turns itself into matter.
This, what you see.
Yes. And we get into, in a sense, since we're in a game, we get into a body. We become this conscious, and we get into this body. We have access to this soul, and now the soul now is programmed to respond its nervous system to the thinking and the energy and the information of this consciousness, and this body now walks as God in the simulation.
Yes.
But the body also knows that this nervous system, this gut, this stomach, this solar plexus, also has the ability to feel and now send out information, will send out emotion or energy through information. And now the information is interpreting the emotions or the energy that it is experiencing. So yeah, we know now, like, okay, we have a soul experience here in this simulation with the conscious to understand and interpret the energy and information that it is experiencing. within this body. You just accepting the reality as it unfolds to you is how you continue to wake up to live. If you are choosing to want to not live based on just living your life like I was at a point in time, based on just artificial intelligence, things like religion, things like school, things like the corporate world, things like just entertainment, all of that stuff is just artificial intelligence. Just because it's information doesn't mean that it doesn't make you feel good, because information, we know, makes you feel good. You're prompted to do things based on how you feel because of the information you received about it. Sometimes your subconscious and how it feels does not want to do the things that the consciousness is telling it from source. There's a conflict of interest because the soul wants to feel a certain way. Your gut wants to experience a certain hormone. So when it's out of balance, now your body's like, okay, if you don't give me dopamine, I'm giving you cortisol. And you know, like, it's hard for you to think when you are in fear because my nervous system is going to be like chaotic, and that's going to lower the immune system within the body. And that's a 3D example of what's happening consciously. I know. I can tell what's going on up there. We're going about this thing the wrong way. We're trying to reach each other going this way. The only way we're going to reach each other is the collision. But we can't be afraid to collide because we're one. Our collision is just us opening our eyes. It ain't moving towards one another. It's our understanding that has to be awakened of one another all over again. And that's just a state of just us playing out separatism in a sense until we realize that we've been one the whole entire time, experiencing each other with low information and high information. That's literally all this game has been. You just experiencing yourself from divided information. One you call low and one you call high. One you call good and one you call bad. One you call God and one you call devil.
When all it is you, God.
Yeah, man. And when you ain't God, that just means you're not in a high vibration of thinking, of knowing oneself. So when you're not God, then that means you are not in a higher, again, dimensional thinking. You're in a lower dimensional thinking. It's all just dimensions. So again, low dimension is considered low or dark or evil. Evil is devil. Devil just means low evil, low information. Low information about yourself. You are experiencing life as the devil on your way to God all over again. And then when you master yourself, knowing who you are and what you are, now you're like, oh, now I get, wait. So you mean to tell me I was experiencing the devil and going through hell because I was judging myself the whole time, but now you said I can experience the devil as God, truly being God, with the understanding and the information of myself, like knowing that I can go back to hell and transmute all things back into myself as I am, because those desires I was now like so engulfed in at one point in time, because I thought all of this stuff was really real. Like I thought really life was just happening to me, but it really wasn't. It was only actually showing me what I was doing in the inside. So all those times when I was judging myself, it was really because I lacked knowledge about myself. So I lived in a state of judgment because I was ignorant of myself. I felt unworthy because I was still in parts of myself, ignorant of myself. So I couldn't experience certain heavens because those heavens were still gated by the gates of hell. That I needed to walk up to and put a key in and open up.
Yes.
But that was like my journey that I just feel like I've been on lately. Is like, man, in every area that you desire, heaven will be a area that hell has to be doused with light.
Yeah. Transmute.
Yeah. And all that is literally just accepting another part of yourself that does not know its source.
Accept it all.
That's all that it is. It's just another part of you that does not know its source. If it does not know its energy and information inwardly, then it is only living off an artificial intelligence. It needs energy and information to exist in your reality. That's why there are already constructs here for us and concepts to live by. That's why we have names. That's why we have nationalities. That's why we have social security numbers. That's why we have cell phones. That's why we have all of this stuff, because there were constructs and concepts put in place. We just gotta admit this stuff, yo, so that it gives us no excuse not to think higher. We got to be willing and strong enough to strip away our limited beliefs
Yes.
and say, all right, it was fun while it lasted. I'm ready to think for real now. Like, I'm ready to like realize or know like something ain't right. Something's off. Let me take a step back. Let me reevaluate my thinking. And let me choose to put away all things that I was taught and just go for it. Just go for it. Like, I've had enemies outside of my life and that I've experienced my whole life, and I've had some really good people that, man, they came through for me. But if my enemy exists outside of me, so will my Savior. And if any of them exist outside of me, how much of a relation can you actually have with ones that's outside of you? Because again, Jesus was outside of me. And I did not know how I could love him more than I love someone that's outside of me that I could see.
Right.
So in my mind, I still felt like there was a good chance he was going to say, "Depart from me, bro. I don't know what I can do. You want me to love you more than her, but then I go read what you saying in the scriptures, and you talking about I gotta love her like you. I don't know you though, bro. I don't know where you at. Like, this is how I love. I come in and give hugs and kisses and slaps on the booty. I don't know where you at. I don't know if I can even love you like that. Like, I don't know. I don't know if this is gonna work. Maybe it's not you. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. Like,
Just maybe.
I just want to make sure you're not gonna say, "Yo, you gotta bounce."
Right. You ain't welcome here. You ain't earned enough stripes.
Like, bro,
What? Oh.
you said I was good from the jump, yo. Now I feel like I gotta do all of this stuff. It just ain't gonna work. It's not. So the reason why, like I said, we wanted to do this live, because we know, like, in order for salvation to save you, or for salvation to come into your reality, you have to allow yourself to go within yourself and really figure out why you feel the way you feel about things.
Yeah.
Why you think the way you think about things. Why are things happening the way it's happening? Realize it. When you get the answer, accept it,
Yeah.
and just say, okay, you take your shadow and you say, I acknowledge you. You are here. You are me, because you don't exist until I actually realize that you only here because of me.
Right.
So take yourself, because you are your shadow. Take yourself by the hand and say, okay, now that I know you're here, this is not just my journey,
Yeah.
but this is our journey
All right.
back together to oneness.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was the whole story.
Yeah.
The whole story was about God and the devil coming back to the awakening that they are one.
Mm-hmm.
It is the divided waters, realizing that this side doesn't exist as a side. This side doesn't exist as a side. One is not big, the other one is not little. One is not good, the other one is not evil. They are both offsprings of the same source, just divided.
Mm-hmm.
And it's thinking,
Yeah.
how can two walk together except they agree here?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
We gotta think about all of this. But it starts with accepting oneself. And guess where light and darkness meets? Right at the heart.
Mm-hmm.
Because the higher consciousness, no, it has to come down in order to save that which was lost.
Yep.
The lower self knows it has to not give up being accepted. Because that shadow, that hunger and thirst after that light, they will be filled, or it will be filled. So don't give up on yourself, and don't beat yourself up for not realizing this before. Because you are the light of your reality, you are the light of your world. But you are also the darkness of your world and your reality.
Mm-hmm.
So be careful how you see, and let your eye be single, that your body be full of light. Your body is your outward reality.
Mm-hmm.
The light that Jesus speaks on is you. You have an option to be both light or dark as being divine in God. You are the water. The illusion is ego. The illusion is choice. That is life. That is what we are all experiencing right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's the illusion of choice.
Yep.
But we now have the ability to know this now. And now experience this life with the ego or the mountain moved. Because now we have said to the mountain, be moved. And the
Yes.
mountain has been cast into the slower depths now of your emotions. But guess what? The mountain being tossed or cast in the sea is not a bad thing. Because guess who walks on water? You are the light of the world.
Yes, you are.
So if that light is in you, and the world is everything outside of you, if your eye is healthy, then the light in you is great, and you will experience it as such. But if your eye is not healthy and not single, then imagine how much of that darkness and how great that darkness would then be. Because you're the same ocean. Now you're tapping into that ability to judge yourself differently. So based on that construct of good and bad. But that is how self-worship saved our lives, because we went within, we accepted ourselves, we began to live.
Yep.
And the only way to live is to truly die to the thinking that keeps you dead.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way to live. And it's not a physical death. It is a death to the thinking of what you think and how you think. Because what you think and how you think becomes you in the reality that you experience. So when your thinking change, expect a funeral. But it is not something to cry about. It is
No.
something it's almost like a graduation. Take it more of a graduation.
Yeah, rejoice.
Yeah, you're just going to the next level.
Yeah.
That's all. Some people you're not gonna see, some things you're not gonna experience, some foods you're not gonna eat, Some things you're not going to desire, some things you will desire, some things you're not going to judge, some things you probably still will judge until you get into a higher vibration.
Yeah.
But you can skip the line if you want and go straight to the end and just realize that all of this is just you. Or you can wait in line if you want and still just enjoy the whole wait. Cause it's not like you don't have fast pass. If you know what I'm saying, like you have fast passes out there. Seek and you shall find. Knocking, those doors should be open.
Go within.
Yeah,
Go within.
and don't be afraid to ask, cause it was already said you're gonna receive anyway. So it's like, dude, you creating this. You don't think you're gonna get what you asking for? I'm telling you, that was like my biggest thing is, dude, if you are the one creating this, you gotta know you're getting what you asked for, whether you like it or not. So you might as well like it before you get it so that you can get what you like. Don't think about the stuff you don't like, or you gonna get the stuff you don't like.
Exactly.
Cause you gonna get something.
I said where your attention goes, energy flows. So whichever end of the spectrum that is on for you.
You must be good. Yeah. Yo, so that's anything else you got for that?
That was my
Yeah, that's
that was my wrap up.
yeah. So if you wanna live, you gotta change the way you think. Change the energy and the information. And you'll change the entire reality. So and also too guys, I don't know about you all, but you can have an amazing day if you wake up and the first thing you do is literally just write out your day emotionally and with thought. Just my day is gonna go amazing. It's gonna be full of energy. I accept the surprises, the things that could catch me off guard, because I'm not gonna sit here and just literally write out my entire day. But generally, my day is just going to flow, and it's going to be filled with abundance of joy and peace, and harmonious surprises. And you say that when you first wake up, and I am good. I feel good. I choose goodness, or I will good. I accept good. I speak good. I see good. I know good. And you just begin to just affirm that in the first 15 minutes of your waking up. Like, listen, your day will go exactly how you energetically command it to go, or write it to go, or put any information there for it to go.
Set your intentions
Seriously.
for your day.
Seriously. Try it. Next live, let us know how it went.
Yeah.
And we want to know exactly like how you said your day was going to go, and if it went like that. And journal it. Journal it. If you write and you keep things in journal your days. Like this is just your experience. This is your like movie.
Yeah.
Write this stuff down for you to leave for the next person to come into the game. Like leave some clues here. When you leave the game, you can't take nothing with you. So the stuff's still gonna be in the game, but it's just gonna be the consciousness and the energy and information that you left here for the game.
Yeah.
For someone else to take the mantra and pass it to the next person. Someone's going to come and experience greater consciousness than I. So.
If it's your life, why not enjoy it on your terms?
Yes. Yes. Enjoy it on your terms. Because that is what it is. It's your term. Yo, so we know together.
We grow together.
Conscious at night. Stay God, guys.